Good Wednesday morning. I tried to make up for yesterday, folks. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And folks, I've already told him, February 2027, clear your schedule. Late in that month, you're going to Royal Rumble with us, Dale. Dale Hellestrae, everybody.
Steve, that might be your best good morning since 2025.
Wow, all right.
You're feeling good? Got a good night's sleep, obviously?
No, I didn't, actually. I'm actually dead tired today.
Tired?
I can't breathe with all this dust. Like, I'm having this breathing. I don't know. I feel weird.
Yeah, yesterday, driving, my eyes were like,
Yeah.
what? It was kind of weird.
Yeah,
driving.
like, watery and all of that.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is happening right now? We need some rain to clear this garbage out. So, no, Dale, I'm just naturally peppy this way, even on an off day.
Even though you're tired, you're fighting it through for the group.
I woke up at 11:30 with the biggest stomach ache on the planet.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God, do I need to call 911?
What did we put in our?
We had pizza last night. I don't think I've been drinking enough water.
Yeah.
Because then I was thinking about it, and I was like, we have water bottles here and everything, and I'm making fun of all these people walking around that feed my starving children with water bottles. And last night I was like, I just don't feel right. Like, I just feel bad. But like I said, a lot of it has to do with the dust in the air and all of that. Like yesterday, it was like we were driving. Ethan did an orientation thing yesterday at the school, and we're driving there, and you could just see the dust in the air still. And I'm just like, this is why I'm struggling to breathe and all of this stuff. Sucks.
Well, I saw a thing on the news last night that from Tempe Town Lake, you couldn't see downtown Phoenix.
Well, we were driving home last night, so this was 6:30 or so. You couldn't even see like the Superstition Mountains or anything.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And I think driving home from the studio yesterday, I think you couldn't see some of those McDowell Mountains and stuff like that. It was like, yeah, we need it to stop. We need rain to clear this garbage out.
Yes.
Will we get some is the question. It sprinkled just enough yesterday here that my windshield got dirty.
That's what it does. The dust and then a little bit of rain so that your car looks really bad.
It was like after you left yesterday. Then it was like I walked outside. I'm like, ooh, it's sprinkling a little bit. No, just enough. I had to use the windshield wiper fluid to get the stupid stuff off. So I think that's what my problem is. So yeah, no, Dale, I'm just naturally this peppy.
That is good. You're fighting through a little tiredness for all of us.
I wasn't up that long. It's just when you get woken up that way, it kind of messes with you. But yeah, this morning, I had a hard time waking up this morning. I was like, just stay in bed. Stay in bed. Not worth it. Not worth it. And I was like, you know what? It's worth it to get up. It's worth it.
Quick update. Brooke is feeling better while she's in the hospital. She's having scrambled eggs this morning.
I say she sent you her breakfast.
Yeah, she's feeling a little bit better, starting to eat a little bit and all that, which is good news.
How long did you hang out there yesterday with her? That's the question.
I went after the show for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I left for a couple hours, came back for a little bit. And you can only sit there and talk about so much stuff. And she wants the room dark.
You said it, not me.
She wants the room dark. I'm like, well, I'm going to fall asleep. And it's like when we drive long distance, it's too cold in here. The music's too loud. I'm like, well, the whole goal is for me to stay awake.
Leave her. I always tell people, like, not that you want to end up in the hospital, but man, just be babied. That's the whole point of being there. Because when you leave, that ends.
Yes.
So just be babied by everybody out there. You want something, you just hit the button.
It just
be nice.
Things like this always bring back into focus what's important to Brooke. And our conversations are 80% about how's Mila doing, our dog, rather than me.
I'm surprised. When you go home, are you FaceTiming her with the dog?
Is Mila okay? How's Mila doing? Is Mila eating? Is Mila drinking? Is Mila... Yeah, and by the way, I'm doing okay, too.
Yeah, she doesn't care about you. No, she doesn't care about you. I had a grandmother that raised champion Great Danes on my dad's side, my dad's mom. And, like, you couldn't have a conversation with her without talking about the dogs for 30 minutes before you could get to anything else.
Right.
Other than that, you weren't talking to her. If you didn't bring up dogs and talk about the dogs and and all that stuff for 30 minutes, and you couldn't even talk about it or anything else. And it was just the same thing. And it's like, hey, I just, broke my arm and blah, blah, blah. And she'd be like, oh, yeah, but the dogs. What about the dogs first? Yeah, no, so I get that. Hey, dogs are special creatures, man.
It's crazy. We as a family we play this game where you answer the question as you're the person. So Brooke's question was but my question was, what would you never say more please to? And I said my answer was kale, and everybody else tries to guess what you would say. And so we came to Brooke this one evening. What would be Brooke's last words? And I think 5 of the 7 people said, "Take care of Mila. Make sure Mila's okay." Nobody said. I said, "Hold on, am I still around or not?"
No. The answer to that is no. You're not. You're not around at all. So no, it's probably right. Probably priorities are in the right spot. Probably.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie to you, Dale. If you didn't come in one day, my first question is, "How's Mila doing?" Who's taking care of her? So I can understand that.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's the one thing that she has way too much in common with John Holmberg.
Yeah,
about dogs. Oh,
and that's weird though, because John, it's just John. He's got to find something else to get that emotional attachment out there. Brooke's got you. So what does that say?
Well, John did have a wife.
He's got a couple.
Yeah.
A couple. Well, maybe that's the you love the dog more than me. How many times do you think that came out in a fight?
Well, I met her a few times, and she's probably just as big a dog lover as John is.
Oh, it makes me laugh out there. Dale, we got lots of news today.
Yeah, we do.
How's your ankles today, jumping off that Diamondbacks bandwagon last night?
Oh, not one bit. I mean, Erod, he had an off night and gave us 6 runs or whatever, and they'll be fine. They're going to be fine.
I saw somebody gave the Diamondbacks a B-. I want to say it was MLB.com. Gave the Diamondbacks a B- for their trade deadline. Did the Diamondbacks do something I don't know about? Well, Newt Bar isn't the deal, is it?
Well, if you're going to sit there and just say, well, they didn't get a big name, then yeah, you're going to grade it an F.
It was interesting because I mentioned this to Bruce Cooper yesterday. I said it just feels like to me, because they did the deal for Newt Bar at $5.45 or something like that, $5.50 or our time, $2.50, whatever it was. They did it 5-10 minutes before the deadline ended. And to me, it just felt like they were like, get somebody, anybody, make a trade. So we don't do anything. It just felt like it was like an add-on deal, type of thing. I was watching some Jack Summers stuff from Diamondbacks on SI yesterday, and he was like, you could have gotten guys with better stats than Newt Bar for less, and things to that effect. So I just felt like it was an add-on. So I've seen a lot of people kind of feel like I feel about the add-on, the addition. Well, it was just like a throw-in, like just get somebody, anybody. And get me somebody while I'm waiting. That type of a thing. I don't know. Well, it's not enthusiastic. And then you go out and you do that last night. And then you're like,
oh, all right, brother.
All right, here we go. Tell Marte's error, Dale. Tori excused it after the game. Mm-hmm.
I swear you look forward to Diamondbacks losses more than you do wins.
No, it's annoying. I wish they'd win every day.
Okay.
So we don't have to talk about it.
So what if you're sitting in Los Angeles and you're a Dodger fan and your newly minted savior of the franchise goes out to pitch last night and loses?
Yeah.
Now what are you saying?
It happens.
It happens.
Where were the bats at, though, Dale?
It happens, huh?
You dominate the ace of the Padres, and then last night...
His ball was moving last night. His lighting wasn't good.
I mean, it's not all good. I mean, Scuba lost his Dodgers debut.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
This newly minted, you gave up the entire farm for him.
Yeah.
and he loses. What are you saying if you're on LA radio?
I know what you're saying there, and everything. Oh, you're saying what a waste of a pickup, garbage. Pitched him too early. It's just you can pick and choose on this stuff, Dale. You can pick and choose on it.
Oh, I know, and you do a very good job of that.
You got 2 more games against the Padres coming up here. Well, you know what the problem is? In game 1, they had the Harry Potter, the magic behind them on Harry Potter night. Last night was just Healthcare Heroes presented by Dignity Health special event night.
Well, they have some every night, don't they?
Oh yeah, it's another the same thing tonight against the Padres as well tonight. Yeah. Not every night. Yeah, not every night, but they have something. My favorite part is on the 10th against the Rockies at home here. Construction night. Oh, are these for the construction workers that aren't fixing the AC? Is this for the construction workers not fixing anything that people need fixed, but they're putting boards up there? Is that construction night coming up on the 10th? And then the 11th, Dale, I think we should go to the game against the Rockies on the 11th. Pokemon Go night. We can just walk around staring at our phones and get our Pikachus and our
you and Ethan gonna be
Starzards and our
front center. You get Ethan good tickets.
Ethan's we're not Pokemon people.
Oh, you're not?
No, we're not Pokemon people at all. But that's coming up, Dale. There you go. Pokemon night coming up.
So they got 2 more against the Padres, and then it's 3 against the Dodgers,
and then 3 against the Rockies. And here's your problem with the Padres, if you want to look at this, Dale. If you want me to be negative for a minute?
You just were.
You got the young guys starting now for the next 2 games. Mitch Bratz tonight, Coldrake tomorrow night. Against, like I said, coming into this series, Padres have the hottest offense in baseball. And then you stifle them in game 1. And then last night you saw why they're the hottest team in baseball on the offensive side. That first inning was just, wow. Moving guys over. Doing what you wish the Diamondbacks would do. You're watching the Padres do it again. Now you got 2 young guys going here the next 2 nights. Hold your breath, folks. Hold on to your butts.
They'll go 500. They'll go 1-1.
You think they'll go 1-1?
Yeah.
They'll split the series overall?
And will you be happy with that?
They were 8 for 22 in runners in scoring position last night.
Yeah.
22. On the other hand, nope, I'm sorry. Let me change that here. I'm just looking. Sorry.
No.
They were not 8 for 22 last night. Okay, this is interesting.
I was going to say, they can't be 8 for 22. Didn't they only score?
Yeah, I know. That was the Padres were 8 for 20. That's what made me double check it.
Okay.
On the box score, here's an interesting thing here. On the box score that I'm looking at from MajorLeagueBaseball.com, they don't list the Diamondbacks running in scoring position at all as a stat. Interesting. But they left 3 guys on base last night. Does that mean they went over? No, because they had guys at second. Or do they not report it anymore because we hone in on it? Yeah, Padres were 8 for 22 last night. They left 10 guys on base last night. Woo! It's hard to start a game with your ace on the mound when you're down 6-0 after 2 innings. It's hard to come back from that. With 16 hits on the day. Yeah, rough day for Erod. It happens. Teams do that, Dale.
That is interesting. I'm even looking at ESPN and
yeah, don't list it at all of a sudden. Did they go, stop listing runners in scoring position?
That is kind of crazy.
In front of 20,836 attendance last night.
On a gorgeous night in San Diego.
No, in Phoenix.
I'm sorry.
They were here.
Yeah.
Gorgeous night and dusty. Can't breathe Phoenix.
Well, I'm
Humidity
sure.
Phoenix.
Obviously, there is no runners in scoring position for the Diamondbacks.
And if you were 0 for 0, they would have that listed. It's like not even a stat line on the thing. Yeah. Right. By the way, 2 guys that I said need to be DFA'd got in the game last night. Ryan Thompson came into the game 1/3 of an inning. Gave up a run. Run charge. Seawald came in the game for an inning. Nothing there. He did get 1 strikeout for him. He got his ERA all the way down to 6.28, Dale.
He's on the way back,
Seawald.
Steven.
Seawald, yeah. Thompson, by the way, 4.43 ERA is what he went up to last night.
Newt Bar 0 for 2, Steve, with 2 strike or no, at 2 bases on balls.
Yeah, 2 walks. The interesting thing about that is he only had the 2 at bats. But Newt Bar's here to take Kepler's spot for the playoffs. That's the only reason they traded for him. They needed that left-handed bat if they make the playoffs. That's the only reason they traded for him.
Well, I think he might be able to step in and replace that 218 batting average
of Kepler.
Yeah, your guy.
You sure about that? He's at 2. What's Newt Bar at? I know it's higher than 218.
Yeah.
225, 230, something like that.
Well, you're higher than 218.
I can't find it here. Oh, 231 is what it is. Yeah, but that's the only reason he's here is to kind of take that spot moving forward, stuff like that. Yesterday, how long, Dale? This isn't a knock. People might be like, you're just knocking somebody, but your wife has a baby. You miss that game. You get scratched. You have to go to the hospital. Your wife's having a baby. Fine. Then you go on paternity leave yesterday. How long are you on paternity leave if you're the catcher? I just completely forgot his name. Moreno. Happy Moreno.
Well, I take it you're going to have maybe some family there. I take it that with a baseball player's salary, you probably have a nanny.
Yeah. So you get there faster, don't you?
Yeah.
You get back quicker?
Yeah. I might miss the day of and the day after, maybe, but then I'm gone.
That would be yesterday. Yeah. No, that's a legitimate question. Everybody has different opinions. Some guys would be like, I'm not missing it anyway, and stuff like that. Now, they put him on paternity lists, right? So you could put Newt Bar on the roster without making another corresponding move. Smart thing to do. But it just leads to my question. How long is Gabby Moreno going to be out with the paternity? Is my question. And then at what point, as a fan, do you start going, come on back, Dagger? Like, he might be back today. I don't know. But that's the other side of it. How long is she going to be in the hospital? And the baby going to be in the hospital? Like, if they get out today, then maybe you need another day to adjust at the house. Not everybody can afford nannies like you.
He's not adjusting.
It's less
She's
sleep for
adjusting.
him. Look, he had to sleep in that chair in the hospital. They're probably like the nicest hospital on the planet, too. They probably got Barker loungers in there.
Oh, I would tell you this. If you do have a choice of hospitals, the Thompson Peak Honor Health, my goodness. We kept mistakenly calling it a hotel.
Yeah.
You walk in, it's gorgeous. It's pretty brand new. The rooms are big, immaculate, great. The nurses and doctors are great.
Yeah.
Always go to Thompson Peak if you have a choice.
I'm going to be like, it's okay, my heart attack. It's right. Take me to Thompson Peak.
Yeah. Airlift me, Steve. Yeah, you got the money.
Sure, that's an hour and a half away. Doesn't matter. Let's go. Let's do it. That's a new style with hospitals, though. They're going that route.
Yeah.
For the higher end ones. We're one day away from NFL season kicking off. Hall of Fame game. Yeah, the dream matchup. It's the matchup we've all dreamed of. Kenny Pickett versus Carson Beck. This was an interesting announcement yesterday because LaFleur wasn't talking to the media yesterday, but their team just put out that Carson Beck's the starter. Don't you announce that as a head coach? The day before, he said he needs another day to think about it, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Really? You have no idea Carson Beck's starting that game, seriously. So he said he needed an extra day. I find it's not nothing, Dale, because you're going to say I'm sinister and I'm trying to read something. It's odd to me that the head coach didn't make that announcement. It's odd to me, isn't it?
No.
It's not.
It's a freaking preseason game, and on top of that, it's a fourth preseason game.
But Carson Beck's first start, right? And you want to see what he can do. things. I don't know. I find it weird. Coaches announce these things, man. You go in front of the media and you go, Carson Beck's going to be starting. We feel like he's ready to go in this. We were looking forward to seeing what he could do. And then you say Slovis is going to be his backup, and Slovis will get into this game and you talk about it. I'm telling you, Dale, go around the league. Coach, you don't hear about a starter without a coach announcing it. Kenny Pickett was announced by their head coach. I'm just telling you, it's a weird thing, man. I don't know what it means, Dale, but it's a weird thing that it wasn't announced by the head coach.
No wonder,
it was announced by their social media team.
No wonder why you're always so tired. You're rooting around, you're digging, you're just trying to find something to be negative about. Who cares who announced it?
Think about it. Well, it's like in baseball. Managers go out and take you out of the game.
Yeah.
It would be weird if a pitching coach went and removed you from the game. Head coaches announce starting quarterbacks. Period. End of story.
Nah,
and throughout football's history.
You're trying to make a big deal out of this.
No, I'm not. I'm saying it's weird. I'm saying there's nothing probably to it. I just find it weird. That's all I'm saying. I find it weird. You don't, obviously. Okay, who out there finds this weird along with me? Give me honest here, people. Robert says, not the first time Hazen got taken to the cleaners by the Cardinals. I'm old enough to remember the Goldie trade. I did see a lot of that online yesterday as well. Yeah. Robert said D-backs had no runners in scoring position. I know, but that's what I'm saying. I thought they got somebody on second, but I'm obviously mistaken on that. But even 0 for 0, there's usually, I thought there used to be a stat line, so obviously not. But for some reason, I'm thinking there was somebody else. This is how bored I was by the game yesterday, folks. I made up that they got somebody on second, apparently.
Well, was it just guys got to first base and then 2 home runs, and that was their 4 runs? Maybe that was it?
No, the runs were the home runs.
Right.
I know.
With the guy on first.
But that's saying nobody was on. I know nobody was on in scoring position when those home runs were hit. That I know. And then he says, he said Newbar did have 4 times. Walks aren't considered that bad. Well, I know that. But the interesting thing about that, my bigger point on the Newbar thing was, did anybody notice him in the game yesterday? That's all I'm saying.
Anybody notice Screwball?
Oh, no, the announcers last night were just like, Screwball this and Screwball that, Dodgers this, Dodgers that.
Yeah.
All they talked about.
Did any Dodger fan notice him in the game other than they threw a big up fat L?
Getting lit up out there?
Jeez.
By everything? No, they noticed it, Dale. They were mad about it, too. They're like, we did what? We traded for what?
Send him back.
I don't know, the Screwball thing cracks me. I love when you trade for somebody big and then he just lets you down right off the bat. The Cubs are a good team, though, Dale. They're a really, really, really good team. They have a chance to surprise some people in the playoffs this year when they make it there as well. So, Screwball struck out 6 batters, 2 runs over 6 innings. So it wasn't like it was terrible. Just the Dodgers did what the Diamondbacks do. They only scored 1 run. No bats yesterday.
And $400 million later.
I haven't signed him yet to that. Coming, though.
I'm just saying their payroll.
Oh, their payroll. Yeah, but they have a lot of guys that aren't hitting on that team. But when you have, when unlike the Diamondbacks where, your top of your lineup is struggling, you have to rely on the young kids. Dodgers have some all-stars not hitting this year. Mookie Betts, I'm looking at you. But then 4 other guys, all-stars, step up. That's the difference. Dodgers play today. Dodgers Cubs today, 11:20 a.m. It's actually a fun little series last night. Fun little playoff preview, I guess I should say, coming up as well. I was looking yesterday as well, speaking of this weekend with Screwball being on this team and, of course, pitched yesterday and everything. Diamondbacks have the Dodgers coming up this weekend as well. Merrill Kelly, obviously, with the 2 young guys pitching today and tomorrow against the Padres. That means Merrill Kelly is set for Friday night in that matchup against the Dodgers. By the way, it's Merrill Kelly, I have to look it up here. Give me a second here, Gail. What's the date today?
Today is a wonderful day of August 5th.
Gosh, it's August already. What are we doing? It's August. Sasaki and Kelly on Friday night. Good matchup. Saturday, Yamamoto fought.
Oh, that's a win.
Yamamoto's been struggling. He was throwing some fat home run bombs last time he was on the mound. I was watching that fun. That fun happened there as well. Then you got for Sunday. I can't. Oh, there it is. Erod against Undecided right now.
Because they're afraid.
Is that it?
Yeah.
My point being, you want to make the playoffs. Yeah. You want to get to the playoffs. You want to advance into the playoffs. Your three best pitchers right now are pitching against the best team, one of the best teams in baseball this weekend. Mano a mano. Let's see what happens, Dale.
Oh, who?
Mano a mano. There's no
Again.
excuses this weekend. You should go in there and, as Dale says, sweep the Dodgers easily this weekend. Your three best pitchers are going. You should be able to do it. You have it in there. There's no excuses. You don't have Cole Drake pitching against the Dodgers. No. Three quality pitchers. Now, you want to get into the playoffs, you're going to need these three guys pitching at the top level.
They
You're
got
getting
some
them this weekend.
reinforcements coming by the playoffs.
I'm not saying it's hit or miss the playoffs. I'm saying it's a lining up against each other. Best of the best there against the Dodgers.
You know, I'm thinking back to when they did sweep the Dodgers last time they played them. You poo-pooed it. Okay, yeah, fine, whatever. Let's move on. Let's talk about Mercury.
Yeah, because the Dodgers were already in all-star mode. They were like, all right, for teams in the all-star game, we got to travel to Philadelphia.
Negative Nancy.
I'm just saying, Dale, you got your best guys going coming up this week.
Yeah, against the best team in baseball.
Yeah. Hey, you want to be a playoff team? You want to be a World Series contender? You better play well against these guys. You have no excuses.
Oh,
You don't have a bullpen game coming up this weekend is what I'm getting at.
get out of here.
You got to go. What do you mean? You don't agree with me on that?
No.
So if they go and get swept by the Dodgers with the three best pitchers out there, you're not going to be like, ooh, crap.
No. Just like you didn't say, oh, crap, when the Diamondbacks swept the Dodgers.
Oh, no. I was like, Dodgers are on a downhill trend. They better go get Skubal.
No, you didn't say
That's why I said
a
they're going to go
word
get
about it.
Skubal. I was like, oh, Diamondbacks swept them, so now they got to
They're
go get Skubal.
sitting there at 9:50 on a couple of those days and go, hey, we can talk about the Diamondbacks winning over the Dodgers last night? No.
Oh, no. We didn't even bring it up, I don't think. That's all what's happening around the world, Dale. A little quick insights for everybody. Tonight, Diamondbacks again. Young guys out there, Brett. On the mound. It's the Padres, hottest offensive team in baseball. Throw up the NL wildcard standings for us, if you would, Ethan, out there. And it happened. Phillies won yesterday. They've won 4 in a row, folks. They make some moves at the trade deadline, and look at this. Winning galore here. Diamondbacks slide down to the final wildcard spot. The team they're playing next 2 nights. The team right there behind them chasing them. 1 game back, the Padres. This could flip starting tonight. 8-2, the Padres are in their last 10, Dale. Diamondbacks, 5-5. Everybody talks about how, 14 whatever it was, 14-6 over the last, 20 games, 6-4 in that road trip. Ultimately, they're still 5. It cracks me up, man. Dale, I don't even know how this happens. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They just go back to a 500 level all the time, and it just makes you giggle, Dale. How does that keep happening? How does that keep happening? They just always go to 500.
They don't always go to 500, Steve. What's their record right now?
60-54 now.
That's not 500.
Well, do the math, Dale. If they lose 4 out of the 5 next games with the 2 Padres and 3 Dodgers coming up, what's their schedule record going to be then?
If, Steve, if is a huge 2-letter word.
I like the positivity of Dale. I don't understand it, but I like it as well. Yeah. Robert says lefties against the predominantly right-handed hitters for the Padres. Not a great matchup for the D-backs. The offense is what scares me for the D-backs, against the Padres because of the Padres offense. You saw how explosive it can be last night.
Right.
Lately. Now, they had a big lull in the middle of the season. I get that, right, where Machado was like 1 for 48 or something ridiculous. I think it was 1 for 30, but I'm exaggerating a little bit. But they've woken up, and that's the problem. Your starting pitching has to keep these guys bottled up, because otherwise we have to rely on the Diamondbacks offense to compete with them, and I'm not too sure the Diamondbacks offense, they'll be able to do it occasionally, but I'm not too sure they can do it on a consistent basis, and that's what you got to worry about. And they're 1 game back now. You at least have to split this series is what I'm thinking before the Dodgers. Obviously, you'd like to win it, but you got to at least split this series going to this Dodgers series coming up. Then you got Jake McCarthy and the Colorado Rockies coming up after that. Get ready for 500, folks. Dale, anything else you want to say about Major League Baseball?
No, I don't want to. It's just been a half hour of total negativity from you.
Bring some positivity to the conversation.
They're not a 500 team, Steve. They're right in the thick of the playoffs.
They're 5-5 in their last 10.
And anything that we ever talk about, say, hey, be in the hunt in August. And they are.
They are?
And not only in the hunt, they're being hunted.
Yeah, by the team they're playing.
Be happy with it.
Hey, when we come back here.
Yeah.
Dale, you ever want to be an offensive coordinator?
Have I ever wanted to be?
Yeah.
I have been.
Not
on a high level, but.
You want to do it in college football? Got an opportunity for you. And you don't have to go through the years of working your way to that point and proving yourself and making $5,000 a year to get to this level. Dale, I got an opportunity for you and you guys out there at home as well.
Ohio State's open?
They would pay attention to you. No, we'll talk about that coming up. Liv claims they have something. We'll see if that happens. Is the death of Liv premature? We'll talk about that coming up as well. And then a legend out there that Dale just laughed at. Brock Lesnar officially retires yesterday from WWE.
Not even sports.
Get into our tribute here with Brock Lesnar.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, because live is sport. And baseball's a sport.
Wow.
Guys eating donuts and throwing errors to Del Marte. Come on back, folks. Main event. During that break,
Steve complained about his back.
Yeah, 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion. Dale Hellestrae asked me, did Brock Lesnar have a retirement ceremony?
Right.
I said, no, legends go away quietly. like Larry Fitzgerald. He doesn't go to a podium and start sniffling and crying like Dan Marino and John Elway.
Well, did it mean anything to him?
No, he just goes, it's time. It's time to go. I'm old. I'm beat up. Tired of whatever I got to put in my body to stay this
after
big.
You're done doing something for the majority of your life, how invested were you?
No, you're just a man.
No, how invested
You're
are
a
you?
man.
Steve?
He's not self-absorbed. He's not like these quarterbacks that have to cry, make it about them in the spotlight. Brock's just like, I'm done. I fulfilled my dreams. Next venture. Time to move on.
Thing is he done?
This time he's done. The rumor always was SummerSlam. The WrestleMania, I'm telling you, WrestleMania, that was right when all the WWE was like, or TKO, the parent company, was like trying to cut salaries and stuff like that in WWE. So I think he threw an audible at WrestleMania to send a message like, I ain't taking less. F you guys. And I'm going to ruin your plans for SummerSlam. So he went, boom, boom, and then retired right there. And then they went, all right, we'll pay you. Just come back for 5 more months, please. And he did it. Now he's done. 10 times WWE champion, Dale. F5, home of the F5s. Dale doesn't even care. Look at this. Dale doesn't even care. He has no emotion. Oh, my gosh.
F5s and 10-time champions.
Yeah.
Nobody could challenge him?
Yeah, and he beat them all. He had tons of challengers. Beat them all. No questions asked. MMA. He was an MMA fighter before moving over to the
Okay, MMA's
WWE
real.
as well.
I understand that.
That's more real than WWE. Whatever. We're gonna have so much fun at Royal Rumble next February. I'm getting you a ticket. I'll get you a ticket. I'll get your grandson a ticket. Graham Tate a ticket.
I would not put him in that.
We're gonna have. Oh my! You're afraid he's gonna have fun.
I'm not gonna put him in that arena with all those nasty people.
No, actually, the fan base is really cool and supportive. Man, they're fun. You have whole families there dancing to the theme songs. Yeah, they don't swear, Dale. It's family friendly.
Oh no, they're swearing.
A little bit, very little bit. Not any more than I've shown him.
More from the fans, probably.
No,
they're tough people.
No, it's not an NFL game. It's not an NBA game. It's not a WNBA game where you have to learn about trans rights and all that stuff. We're not even talking to that level. It's fun. I've never had a bad experience as a fan in that. Just people talk to you. They're fun. They're exciting. They're excited to be there. Everybody talks to you about their experiences. It's just going to be 60,000 people, Dale, with smiles on their faces. And you guys notice something here on the program? One man doesn't like to see smiles on people's faces. Not going to name him. You just sit back, Dale, and you just look around.
Where is SummerSlam?
You mean Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumble.
State Farm Stadium, where the Cardinals play.
Oh, it's here?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why we're talking about it. I'm not going to pay for you to travel to go see it.
You wouldn't fly me somewhere?
Yeah, I'll fly you to Glendale. The Glendale Airport, you can land there. Helicopter. Ooh, helicopter.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have you land the helicopter out there.
Yeah.
Then go WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year. You want to do that? Riyadh? Want to do that?
Absolutely not.
Royal Rumble coming up. No Brock Lesnar, though, next year in the Royal Rumble, folks.
So who's the new guy?
Well, Femi's taking his spot, as a big dude and everything like that. But yeah, he just said that's it. Literally, he retires. He goes, that's it. I've done it long enough. Time to move on. That's an amazing retirement speech. He doesn't go on this big tour where he gets golf clubs like LeBron's doing this year. And everybody love me and tell me how great I've been for the sport. Tell me how loved I am and how much I'm going to be missed. Tell me this. Tell me that. And Brock Lesnar's just like, done. I'm old. He's 49 years old, by the way. I thought he was 48. I was off by a year. Brock Lesnar's my age. Dale. 49 years
50
old.
years old and playing a child's game.
Oh, yeah, because football's an adult game. You're right. No children play football ever in life, or basketball, or hockey, or baseball. You're right, Dale. Those aren't children's games.
When's the last 50-year-old real athlete?
Tom Brady. Isn't Aaron Rodgers pushing 50 now?
42. Hey, each year after 40 counts like 5.
Yeah. And Brock Lesnar made it at 49 years old.
He
He was at the height of his career on Sunday at SummerSlam.
Brock, can you walk out to the ring? Yes.
Oh, he probably.
I want money.
His body's probably just beat up beyond belief, man.
Is there drug testing in the WWE?
There is, actually. They got nailed on that for one time. But we all know that with advancements these days, there's legal substances that people take. That's the thing, to be that big at 49, folks. I'm sorry, that's not natural. You're pumping some legal stuff into that system to stay that big.
Illegal.
No, it's probably legal. Brock wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that at all. His exact statement on the Pat McAfee show was, "I'm here today to let the world know that I am retired. Saturday was a very emotional day for me. It was kind of weird. When Obafemi slammed me at WrestleMania, I said, I can't do this anymore. I think I'm done. But the business called, and I still have some fuel in the tank." The business called, and the fuel was, we're going to keep paying you large sums of money to come back. Then he said, on Saturday, for Brock Lesnar, that's it. That's it for me in the squared circle and everything else. Boom. He just probably threw down the microphone and walked off.
Squared circle.
Did I say squared circle?
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
like,
So
how
did he.
stupid is that? A squared circle.
Yeah,
How about a circle triangle?
Yeah, because a 100-yard field isn't stupid. Who arbitrarily came up with that garbage?
Wow.
Two-time All-American, two-time Big Ten champion. He won an NCAA Division I national championship in wrestling for University of Minnesota in 2000.
Legitimate.
Then he signed his pro wrestling contract after that. And, of course, did some WWE after that as well. His big move, the F5 was his big move where he, lifts you up and spins you around and slams you down. It's an amazing move, Dale.
F5. What do the 5 F's stand for?
It's the
freewheeling.
It's the
farce.
It's the highest level of a tornado. Most devastating. I almost said hurricane, but it is a tornado. Is calling that. His big thing was when he beat The Rock back in 2002. It's his second year on the roster for WWE there as well. That was his first of his 10 WWE World Championship belts. He beat The Rock. The Rock, Dale. And the biggest thing, nickname is the Beast Incarnate. Yeah. Ethan can't even pronounce it.
No.
On that stuff, yeah. He won 2 Royal Rumbles in 2003 and then 2022 as well. Won the King of the Ring tournament in 2002. Even won a ladder match there, the Money in the Bank back in 2019. He climbed a ladder, Dale, to get to the top and take that Money in the Bank case there as well. Yeah. He even ended The Undertaker's 21-0 streak in WrestleMania matches. Brock Lesnar did that, Dale.
You're spending more time.
He went on. He went and played. Left the WWE early in his career. I want to say 2003, 2004 timeframe for the Minnesota Vikings. He appeared in several preseason games, of course, and was released shortly after that.
I wonder why that is, Steve. They're not bad enough to play the sport of football.
He was like, if I'm going to play a scripted sport, I'm going to go where I'm going to have some fun playing a scripted sport. What he said. Yeah.
You're just like walking right into it.
He did mixed martial arts there. He won UFC heavyweight championship in his 4th bout. Beat Randy Couture, of all people, that legend, back in 2008. This isn't somebody that's just like, oh, he sucks. He's talented, man. Talented. God bless you, Brock Lesnar.
Was that a German salute?
That was the left one. Did I do it right? I do
There
right.
you go.
Cameras are backwards. I get confused. Brock Lesnar retires at age 49, Dale.
Spent 20 minutes on a fake sport legend.
All right, well, let's go to another fake sport, live golf.
I thought you were going to move right on to Larry Fitzgerald and
in his fake sport that he played?
A compilation of 20 minutes of him.
How fake is the NFL, Dale?
How fake was that? How fake was that catch in the Super Bowl running right towards Steve like he was going to jump into your arm?
That was the other side of the field, but he was running right towards us, yeah. How fake is the NFL? Larry Fitzgerald is second in receiving yards with Max Hall, Skelton, all these quarterbacks that you go, who? Throwing to him. Scripted as can be, Dale.
Imagine, seriously, imagine if you'd had Warren or Carson Palmer as his two quarterbacks his whole career.
Or Steve Young and, Jerry Rice. I'm not Jerry Rice. Steve Young and
Joe Montana.
Oh, my God. I saw Joe Montana a week ago or so, a video of him. Oof. Football has not been kind to him. He's always been in shape and everything. He can barely walk now. He was walking very, very. I don't know if he had a recent surgery or whatever, but I was even like, ooh.
Well, he's got to be, 70?
He's got to be almost pushing 80, isn't he?
No. I mean, he was playing while I was playing.
Yeah, but Notre Dame, he had those 4 years in Notre Dame, he couldn't leave early.
I think 81 was when he was drafted. How old is he?
81?
I was drafted in 85.
Yeah, so he's 4 years older than you, roughly.
I think.
Oh, he's only 70 years old. 1956. He's always been one to be in shape, even after his pro career. And I saw a video of him walking, and I was like, oh, no, not Montana. Not Joe. Maybe he got some body injuries when he was throwing his jersey down on the coach's desk to get Rudy to play in that movie. My favorite part about Joe Montana, for those of you too young to know about Joe Montana, I still think he's probably the best quarterback to ever play the game. Now, obviously, Tom Brady has more Super Bowls and those records there. But in terms of pure quarterback, to me, Joe Montana is that guy still. Because of talent, what he could do on the field, that type of stuff was just amazing back then with that offense and what they did and everything. But one of my favorite things about Joe Montana is that movie Rudy came out. And because he played on Notre Dame at that time. And he just came out and was like, that never happened. That never happened. This is stupid. That never happened. We never did that. Dumb. He just calls out the whole movie as stupid and fake.
Well, I mean, if they make it like it's real life, it's probably not worth watching.
It'd be boring.
Yeah.
It was very dramatic with all the players walk in and go, Rudy could have my jersey, and then you're an All-American. You're an All-American lineman. How dare you do this? And the next player does it. It's more dramatic that way. But I guess it didn't happen that way. But that's one thing I love about Joe Montana. He's actually annoyed by this story of Rudy. Everybody else was like, oh, it's such a great story. And Joe Montana's like, that kid was just a thorn in my side. He didn't say that, but you could just tell that there's like an annoyance with how much press he gets and all that stuff from his Notre Dame games and stuff like that. But I don't know, I got sad, Dale.
Yeah, well,
I saw him walking.
He's only about 6 foot tall, I think.
He's a smaller guy. Yeah, he's not. Well, that's what made him so great. In my opinion, that's what made him so great. Not a prototypical. The way he threw that ball to the back of the end zone for Clark to catch, the way he handed it off to Roger Craig, the way he threw it to Jerry Rice and the other receivers out there. That's the thing. He wasn't a big, imposing quarterback. He wasn't Marino, who's 6'6" and prototypical quarterback size and stuff. He wasn't Troy. Just an undersized guy with that West Coast offense. But I got sad, man, watching. It's not Joe. Joe can't get old, can he? Joe can't get old, Dale. Hey, in all seriousness here, Live Golf might be who wants to lose a ton of money on Live Golf? Now's your chance to lose your money.
Next man, stand up.
Apparently, there's an outside investor that is going to keep the Live circuit alive beyond this season, according to the Live CEO, Scott O'Neill, out there. He made the announcement this morning over at Bedminster, New Jersey. That's the site of this week's tournament coming up. It tees off on Thursday, tomorrow, for those of you that didn't know. Now, what I'm always skeptical of, they didn't identify the investor. Here's my question, Dale. Is the investor's name Trump? Is it one of the Trumps? Because they're tied in with Live. Live does tournaments on a bunch of Trump properties and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying president. It could be one of his kids or something to that effect, right? But he didn't identify the investor or how much money will be injected into the league either as well. So Live Golf says it hopes to finalize terms in the coming weeks and close the transaction in September. Coming up here. What I find this is interesting, they came out with this announcement. This is after DeChambeau had a players-only meeting the other day on what they're going to do as players if Live Golf closes and stuff to that effect.
Right.
Coming up here. And now they announce an investor. I find that fascinating that happened. Could this be a Mario Lemieux situation in hockey? If you don't know that situation, he was owed a crap ton of money by the Pittsburgh Penguins when he was playing in his career.
Okay.
And they were filing for bankruptcy, which means his contract would be void and he wouldn't get any of that money. So he put an investment team together and he bought the Pittsburgh Penguins so he could continue to get paid.
Okay.
Could we have a players-only meeting in Live Golf, and now an investor has signed up out of nowhere a couple days later? Could we have that type of a scenario here for Live Golf? I throw you away, Dale. I mean, I was reading DeChambeau alone, his $250 million contract, he still owed like $150 million of that. So they didn't get that money up front. He's not alone. A lot of these big-name guys are still owed tens of thousands of dollars and stuff like that. And here's the deal. Liv was seeking $250 to $300 million to keep the league alive for next year.
Yep.
And everything.
Well, and it's interesting because the PIF reportedly spent over $5 billion for the last 5 years.
Yeah, basically $1 billion a year.
So basically, they're looking for a quarter of the funding that they
were overspending. They were just like, oh, flags. Get the most expensive flags you can get because we have the money. Yeah, they overspent because they had the money there. Liv did. They're going to have to obviously pare that back and stuff like that. So, but I don't know. I find it interesting on that thing. Like I said, I read between the lines and stuff like that. You know,
you love to read between the lines.
DeChambeau and players only meeting at Bedminster yesterday. Today, we have an investor, folks.
But what are they going to do?
You could turn your $150 million you're owed into an equity deal. Maybe. Hey, instead of paying me this money, we'll invest it into the company, and I have an equity deal with you to keep it alive. You don't pay me out on it, but now I'm an owner. Now I'm an investor.
Huh.
You do something like that.
I'm just saying, you go from, basically what you're going is from spending $1 million a year to $250,000.
Yeah.
So is that less tournaments, less prize money?
They say they're only going to pay, well, the prize money would be the big thing cut, right? You would imagine. But they said next year they plan to play 10 events in 2027, including 5 team majors at international sites. Here's what you do is you stop traveling internationally because that's very expensive.
Right.
Like next year, they want to go to Australia, South Africa, England, Hong Kong, and Mexico, which they played in Mexico and stuff like that. And then they're going to have 5 team signature events in the United States on top of it. You'll spend less playing events in the United States than you will in South Africa and Hong Kong and those places.
Right.
Remember Mexico? Mexico was the course where the grass was all, spotty and dead in areas, and all the players were complaining about it and stuff like that. So, so I don't know. I'm just skeptical on that news that they have an investor. That's all I'm saying. All I'm throwing out there. What a coincidence after a players-only meeting yesterday. Dale, I know you poo-poo my thoughts all the time here.
Well, your negative thoughts.
Is that a positive one?
That's a realistic one. Yeah, I don't understand. Again, if you're going from spending $1 billion a year to $250 million a year,
very hard to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's easy to go from $250 million to $1 billion.
We got to keep in mind, like, they don't have sponsors. You know, like PGA Tour makes a lot of money off of Timex and Buick and all that. They make a ton of money on those.
That's why you watch so many damn commercials.
Yes, and stuff like that. So the Live doesn't have that. Their sponsors, they have sponsors, but they're not at those levels and stuff to that effect. You know, but then also they don't get the people. PGA Tour, if you don't know, most tournaments are capped for how many people can enter the grounds.
Right.
But there's reasons for that. It's because they make enough money off of that to do it. Live Golf doesn't cap them, and they can't get people to show up and spend the money for the tickets and things like that. They give a lot of tickets away for a lot of their tournaments and stuff like that. So, you know, it's fascinating. But I can tell you this, like, one of the things I always found funny, like when I left Sherwin-Williams, right? I had an expense account. I had all this stuff. And you leave Sherwin-Williams and you're used to, you know, the finer thing. You know, you're used to fancy restaurants at night and for lunch. And, you know, oh, I could buy this. Just put on my expense report or whatever.
Except for that guy that worked for you that always ordered an expensive lunch.
Stuff, yeah. I lost that one.
What's his name?
Brian. Look at you, Brian. I'll even go a little farther. He lives in Prescott Valley now.
Really?
Talking about you, Brian.
Hey, I got lunch today. All right, give me the filet mignon.
It was always like Olive Garden. It was always like the shrimp scampi or something. And I'd look at the price and be like, really? Really? Is it? Do you eat that normally? He goes, no. I normally just get the cheap salad, the cheap pasta. But no, so like you'd leave that. And then I had a couple other people that left it, and then they came and worked for my investment company and stuff like that. And the hardest thing to do would be like, guys, you can't be going out and spending that kind of money for lunch.
Right.
Because you're just used to doing it. Oh, the company will pay for it. No. We don't have billions of dollars like the Sherwin had, man. This company doesn't have that kind of revenue. So my point on this story is going from $1 billion, like you said, a year to $250 million. It's hard to cut back at that level. Everybody's trained to just do that other stuff, and it's hard to pull that in and rein that in, man. It'll be interesting to see there as well. Ann says, I work in a hangar with a helicopter company in Scottsdale. I can talk about pricing to help Dale get to Royal Rumble.
That would be interesting. I wonder how much it costs to rent a helicopter.
So now this was 30 years ago, so it's probably not pricing. One time NASCAR was here in town, and I was in college and I worked at a hotel. I worked front office and I worked concierge in a fancy hotel. That was my college job. And you would get things as a concierge because people wanted to wine and dine you. So I've been to restaurants and hot air balloon rides and stuff for free because they want you to experience it so you could sell it to out-of-towners that come in, that type of stuff. Hey, I want to do this. So I had an opportunity one time, Dale, I've done helicopter rides in Hawaii and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I had an opportunity to do that. Literally I literally went to Sky Harbor Airport, into the executive terminal, hopped in a helicopter. They went and they dropped me off on the grounds. We got off the helicopter, walked into NASCAR. No cars, no parking, no nothing. It was fantastic. And back then, the going rate for that, because it was NASCAR weekend and with all the rules and regulations. Now, this was before 9/11, so I don't know if the rules have changed. But the price on it was going to be like $1,000 if I booked it myself, a person. But keep in mind that NASCAR is a big event,
right?
And there's people that do that regularly, where they land at Sky Harbor, hop on a helicopter instead of renting a car or getting a ride out there. They'll just hop in a helicopter, fly out there. Helicopter picks you up afterwards, takes you back to the airport, and you fly off. It happens. Waste management, it happens. Stuff like that, it happens all the time. And stuff. I want to say it was $800 or $1,000 per person on a busy weekend like that is what it would have cost.
It's lunch.
No, I'm not saying it's not worth it. Dale, you and me on that thing, though, weight limit. I remember last time I was in Hawaii, we took a helicopter tour, and they made me buy 2 seats. because of the weight. I pushed it over the weight. And that was back when I was in shape, folks. Yeah. They couldn't sell the extra seat because the weight was at the limit, so I had to buy 2.
You throw fit?
No, I loved it. I had an extra seat in there. It was beautiful. We weren't all crowded in there. Otherwise, we would have been crowded. No, I was in shape. I was like, that's right. I was all flexing. I was like, that's right. Extra seat. No problem.
Extra money to throw it on the Amex?
That trip was only like $100 and something. It was like an hour-long flight along the coastline of the islands and all that. That one wasn't as expensive. It was $80 or $100 per person. It wasn't as bad. But like I said, that's more of a touristy thing. That's not go around. Ethan says Brock back to MMA. Not at 49 years old, he ain't doing that. He also says the mayor of Suplex City. Yeah. Look at that.
You know, when you talk about weights and planes.
Look at that. We can get a hookup for helicopter rides with Ann. Look at that.
I kind of like that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I was just thinking about it going.
1981, my freshman year at SMU. Stop me if I've told you this story. Have I told you this story?
I don't know.
Flying into Fayetteville.
Hold on 1 second. Whether Dale's told it. No, you have not. I do not know a Fayetteville story. But Dale, you're going to tell us this at the start of the second hour.
Time flies when you're listening to Steve
Let's get into this Dale's travel stories here into Fayetteville. Is that Arkansas?
That's Arkansas.
Coming up next, folks, the main event. And we're back here, second hour main event, having some fun on this Wednesday. It's depressing with the Diamondbacks, Cardinals camps. We're just waiting practice this morning.
Full pads, Steve.
LaFleur had his pre-practice press conference at 8:30 this morning. We found out Jeremiah Love is not going to play tomorrow night in this game as well.
Oh, Steve.
We found that out.
Why are you going to watch tomorrow?
Hold on. So LaFleur can announce that Love isn't going to play, but he can announce Beck is going to. Again, weird. You coaches usually announce these things, not the social media side. But folks, don't forget, follow us live on TME Media AZ on YouTube. Right now, we're live every day, 8 to 10 a.m. On demand after that on YouTube. Of course, over on Rumble, rumble.com/user/TME Media. Favorite podcast systems. As soon as we're done, we get it posted there as well. For those of you that would rather listen to it, text us 623-252-6670. Of course, at TME Sports Show on X. Hit us up there as well. Join the YouTube chat like everybody does as well. Hit us up there. And Dale, we were leaving last hour, and we're talking about helicopter rides and getting around and all of that stuff, because we're going to get Dale a helicopter ride to Royal Rumble next year in Glendale to get him there and buy him the ticket. And you can even bring a guest, like I said. It'll be fun. And then Dale wants to tell us a story about travel one time. Dale, story time with Dale.
Well, I've been on a helicopter a couple times. I did the weather in Dallas back when they used to do the weather.
They don't do
the
weather anymore?
helicopter. No,
Yeah, they
I
did.
mean traffic.
Traffic, yeah, they flew. That's why I was making fun. I was like, "Don't you mean traffic?" Yeah, you flew around the helicopter and traffic.
Yeah, and I got to do that one morning.
Did you actually report on it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, back up at I-35 heading north, and
we see there's an accident on the I-14. We're gonna go over there and fly over it and check it out. We'll report to you here in 10 minutes. Traffic's on the 10s.
I didn't sound like that. Much more sophisticated.
It's all his Dale's talking. So Dale, as you talk, I'm gonna do that helicopter noise.
Yeah. and I have went over Hawaii and the beaches there and all that stuff. So
that's a beautiful helicopter, right?
Yeah. But the Arkansas story. So freshman year, we're going there last game of the season.
SMU.
SMU playing Arkansas. We're playing for the Southwest Conference Championship. So we go to the airport, Love Field on Friday, and they take us out to the tarmac. And there's 3 prop planes.
Yeah. It's not a long trip from Dallas to Fayetteville.
No, it's not, but it's a very small, but it'd be about a 10-hour bus ride.
Oh, okay.
And so they're flying
flight.
us, and I believe it's Fayetteville. Little Rock's a bigger city, but Fayetteville, you can't land a jet. So they have to break us up into 3 prop planes.
And they go by weight too, right?
Are you going to let me tell the story?
No, I'm just saying.
So we get off the bus and go out there, and there's a scale. And you literally get on the scale.
I stepped on your story. That's hilarious.
300 pounds, that plane. 300 pounds, this plane. 300 pounds, that plane. It just rotated because if all the linemen got on the one plane and on the one side, you'd be leaning.
Yeah, so. They're going. Those are on prop planes. So on the helicopters, though, did you have to pay for 2 seats like I did in Hawaii?
Never had to, Steve. Not with this skinny frame.
Back then, I only weighed like 250 back then, too. It wasn't like I was like humongous. It also was a size issue. Like, I'm tall. And like, so my knees, like, I need some room. I'm wide. I'm wide. I have birthing hips, I guess.
Got big head.
What? Head's not the problem, Dale. My shoulders are more of this problem. Stuff like that. Really, how did you not do it? Maybe I should have argued some more about that.
Nobody's ever yelled at me to go down to the next level to get my T-shirt.
Yeah, they did that. Did I tell that story on there for the Father's Day game this year? The lady, I did tell it on there, and she hands it to us, and she goes, "If you need to exchange it, you go over here." She handed it to me, but she said quietly, "If you need to exchange it, you go to this section." I appreciated that instead of yelling it from hundreds of feet away as I was walking in.
Hey, Tubby, you're down a level.
Come 200 feet away. Yeah, exactly. I look behind me. I look behind me and be like, he's talking to you. And the guy's like, I weigh 80 pounds. I'm like, he's talking to you, guy. I don't know. Pay attention to him.
Oh.
Yeah. Robert says helicopters are scary. They don't glide down if there's an issue. They just fall out of the sky. It's actually fascinating. They will, because the rotors will still spin as long as you have air flowing through them. And then you can still control it. Where you see them fall out of the sky is like when something breaks off or something.
Right.
Which is, by the way, the same thing about an airplane. If something breaks off an airplane, you're the same.
Brooke always wants to be in the front. I say,
of the airplane or the helicopter?
Of the airplane.
Yeah, well, first class, Dale. She's got,
and I said, you know what? If the plane crashes, we're all going down.
That's the thing. It's like doesn't matter. You never see a plane backing into a mountain. I used to have somebody that would say that to me all the time. He goes, "I always sit in the back of the plane." It's like, why do you sit in the way back? You never heard of a plane backing into a mountain. And I'm like, I've also never heard of the back of a plane not collide with the mountain if the front does. I watched that movie Alive. They all crashed at that point. Yeah. So. But that's funny, man, to take those prop planes to
Fayetteville,
Arkansas. Yeah. Well, also that airport, I'm sure, is not.
Well, that's what
Back
I'm saying.
then, I'm not sure Fayetteville, but you were landing 737s in Fayetteville back then and stuff like that, which didn't exist back then, by the way. Probably would have been a DC-10 or something. And stuff. Yeah, but no, that's the best part about it, man. It's like the time I went. We were on a cruise and we did what's the thing where you sit on the thing and it's zip line, and there's a weight limit of 250, and I was like right there. I was like in shape. I was back when I cared, and I didn't give up on life yet back then. And I was like 249, and I'm on this thing watching this scale, and it's like this big scale too, Dale. So everybody can see it. And I'm just like, don't be over it. Don't be over it. How embarrassing. I'm going to be over it. I was like 249 and a half. I didn't eat breakfast that morning. I was so paranoid about it. I was like running beforehand, trying to sweat it off. 249 and a half. It was right there for everybody to see it. And I'm like, what? Like, why does everybody have to see this? Isn't there like a back room you can take me to so when I fail on this?
See, I've been to those places. We were down in Puerto Vallarta, and the whole family wanted to go, and it was 250. I was 280.
Yeah.
And Brooke goes, "Oh, you're close enough."
Yeah.
I said, "I'm close enough if I'm standing on the ground to lie,
Yeah.
not 100 feet up in the air."
Well, that was the thing. Nobody thought I weighed 250 back then, because I was in shape. And so everybody always thought I weighed like, low 200s, like 225 or something like that, 220. And I didn't. So I could have lied, like you said, but the second there's a scale there, it's like, yeah, there's no lying on that. I'm like trying to like a foot off of it a little bit, like on the ground a little bit.
I'm not messing when I got to be up in the air.
But it was fun. Then that was fun. You like went out over the bay. I think it was Haiti.
Well, look at you.
I think it was Haiti.
The life you've lived.
Right across the bay there and everything. It was fun.
It's funny when you talk about the scale right there in front of everybody. In Buffalo, it used to be one of those grain scales to where you step on it. It starts zero and it go around.
That's what this was in Haiti too. It was like this big circular thing. Yeah, that's what it was.
It goes 0 to 300. We had this guy named Howard Ballard. We call him House or Hotel. And he would go 0 to 300, and then there's a space about yay big at the bottom, and it'd go around to like 10.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm 310.
Yeah, that meant something.
It's like 310, but what about those 25 pounds in between?
That meant something. Those dots meant something when you do it and stuff like that. I know somebody that played D1 college. I worked with them at an old company. I played D1 college football, and he would go to this weight loss place just to keep it because, he's a big dude to begin with. Samoan type guy, right? Just big dad to begin with. But he's trying to keep his weight manageable and stuff like that. So every time he went to this weight loss place, he had to go next door to the gym and get on their scales because the weight loss place couldn't handle his weight. He looked like he was like, if he would have told you he was 300, you would have questioned it. He looked lighter than that, but he was weighing in at like 360, 370, but just built.
Really?
And stuff. But yeah, you always had to go next door to the gym and get weighed in on one of those like hand because the weight loss place didn't have and I was just like, dude, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, man. It's embarrassing. I wouldn't do it.
Is that the guy you said reminded you of me?
No. But you never look, he'd tell you his weight and you'd just be like, there's no way you weigh that much. And stuff like that. But it was just funny. And I'm always like, I wouldn't do it, man. I wouldn't walk next door and ask to use their scale. I just wouldn't.
I'm too big for their scale. Can I use yours?
You got that one scale with the things that you push across type of a thing on top of it. Oh my goodness. Having some fun here as well. But Dale, I call plays all the time. College football, 27. I've been calling plays on that. Me and Ethan are 1-1 on the season playing each other here and everything. And I do a pretty good job of it.
Okay.
All right.
This is interesting because I've not seen this.
For the home opener coming up for University of Akron, home opener, they're going to let one fan serve as the offensive coordinator of the game. Here you go. One lucky fan will be able to script the opening drive in the home opener.
Really?
Yeah. Extra chance to win with every new season ticket holder you refer to buying season tickets at How much do you think season tickets are at Akron? They're probably cheap. Don't you think they're probably under $100, right, for the season?
For the season?
You buy an upper level corner seat. You don't care. I'll buy 10. I'll buy 10 to get this chance. Random drawing among season ticket holders. Drawing will be held on August 19th as well. You can script if you get chosen. Script. Now they're gonna be able to oversee it. Obviously,
I would say they're not just going to cold turkey let him walk out on the field or her.
No, I have a feeling you're not even on the sideline. You're during practice week. You're probably scripting the plays, and you could probably be at practice to see how they work out and stuff like that. And usually, the first 10 plays in a game roughly are scripted, usually by offenses, meaning you run those plays no matter what.
Right.
When you go out there, that's why sometimes your offense look disjointed early in the game because you're like, "What are you doing?" But there you go. Akron, University of Akron, Dale. Buy season tickets. You can script the first drive of the game.
Well, I say you buy a couple season tickets to Akron, and then you just, if you don't get drawn, you don't go to a game.
You just don't go to the game. I was telling Ethan, because we saw this morning. Remember when ASU with Dirk Cutter, they played LSU? They played LSU one year. That was when the guy that was a big flop, Jamarcus Russell, was on the LSU team. And ASU did this thing where you couldn't buy LSU game tickets by themselves, but they put them in the season ticket package.
Okay.
And I want to say the season tickets were like $88 for like upper level corner. So I remember distinctly talking to an LSU fan who was from that area, I think from Houston, actually. And a lot of them did this. They bought the season tickets. And even if it was $108, doesn't matter what it was. Right. It was cheaper than buying one ticket to watch LSU play in their home stadium. Oh. So they would buy ASU season tickets that year and then just not use the tickets. They didn't care. It was cheaper than going and buying a ticket to watch it in Tiger Stadium. So I wonder how many of this, like, this would be fascinating if it's not several, if it's $1,000, that's obviously not a conversation here as well. But I could see a lot of people. I would entertain this to get on that list to try to do that. That'd be fun. Do I have to go to Akron though to work with them on practice? Because then that might be that's Ohio, and smart people don't go into Ohio. Sorry, watchers in Ohio that we have a bunch of them. I'm just saying. Sorry about that. But this is a fantastic idea right here. I like it. Okay, yeah. Buy now. Football season ticket. Buy now, starting at $75.
I was just looking at season tickets.
I'd spend $150 for a couple tickets for a chance to do this, and then you're not going to be able to resell them either.
Yeah.
But I'd do it. I'd do it in 2 seconds. Akron's got a big stadium right there. Yeah. Section U207. $75, general admission seating. That'd be fun for a chance. And you're helping out a university. That's a fantastic way to get your money up. Because to be serious, and on the serious side of it, if that's something you'd like to try to do, now chances of you getting picked are slim to none. But that's a fantastic way to put that out there and earn some revenue.
They probably also have a way to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
this guy's in Phoenix.
Or McCollum, he's been lambasting us for years. Screw him.
In Akron. This guy's so annoyed with Akron. Behind the bench, it's $181 to sit on that side. Ooh. So on the visitor side, a lot cheaper, $75. So I think it's fantastic. Great, innovative way to bring more money into your program. I think it's fantastic. And it's cheap enough that if you were in the Akron area, you just buy the tickets. Even if you don't go, you waste more than that, people. I mean, you live in Ohio. Come on. What else you got going on? Tire fires?
Wow. You just take shots at everybody.
No, it's Ohio. Come on. You go to the Goodyear factory. Check that out. Watch tires being made. Drive over to Cleveland, the Cleve. Cut down to Ohio State University because there's nothing else there in Columbus to go see.
By the way, since you're talking about that area, the one thing I'm surprised that you have not been all over. The fact that now all the pundits are saying that Big Ten's taking over the SEC.
Well, they've been saying that for a couple of years.
Yeah, but they haven't.
Yeah, they have the last two champions.
Yeah, but they haven't.
Michigan and Ohio State. Yeah, they have. Absolutely they have. Ohio State's your number one team. Did you see the rankings yesterday?
I did not.
Your Ohio State University comes in at number one. But there you go, folks. Sign up for Akron season tickets. You could script the first drive of the game. Wouldn't that be great, though, if the plays just work immensely? Or worse, they just fails miserably. Quarterback gets hurt. 2 receivers are out for the season. They tear their knees running your patterns.
What happens if it's the best drive of the season?
Yeah, that'll say. So you might end up the head coach of Akron. After the season, they're like, who's that person that scripted those first plays? Let's get them in here. I think it's a great way to raise money. It's an innovative way to raise money. Now, a school like Akron, I like doing that. Like I said, when ASU did that gimmick, it was kind of embarrassing because LSU people were like, oh, we just bought season ticket. And then half the stadium was empty the rest of the year because they just ate the cost of the tickets, right? It was kind of embarrassing, to look at that side of it as well. But we do have the coaches pullout as of yesterday in the college football world.
Yeah. I did not see this.
I didn't give the graphic to Ethan here. That was my fault out there. But Ohio State's number one. This is interesting to me going into this season. Oregon's number 2. Ohio State, by the way, 38 first place votes. Oregon's number 2, 6th place first place votes.
Okay.
Then you got Georgia, 7 first place votes. What team haven't I mentioned that has huge expectations this year? With a very popular last name as a quarterback.
ASU.
I'm talking about Texas.
Oh.
2 first place votes, and they're ranked 4th right now. Then you got Notre Dame, 5 first place votes, but they're ranked 5th. And then we're not even talking about the defending champions, who, of course, have a new quarterback there this year. They took the Big 12 quarterback that didn't gamble on games and had no controversy with them at Indiana. Indiana's in the 6th spot. Then you got Miami, with a lot of turnover in Miami as well. Texas A&M in 8th, which Arizona State goes to. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's rethink that ASU can probably play with Texas A&M for a bit. Comment I made last week. Let's shelve that for a few. But yeah, Texas A&M at 8 there. Oklahoma 9. Ole Miss 10. Then Alabama, Texas Tech, LSU, USC, BYU 15th. Michigan, Penn State, Tennessee, Washington, and then SMU is ranked 20th, Dale, going to the season.
Not like the old days, Steve.
Then you got Utah, Iowa, Clemson, Houston, and Missouri to wrap up the top 25. Dale, you notice that? Houston's 24th. Utah's 21st. BYU's 15th. Texas Tech is 12th. Some Big 12 schools in that initial ranking.
Yeah, outside the top 10. Second seeded conference.
Big 12 dominates that. No, they don't. Because Oklahoma's in the SEC now.
Yeah.
So Big 10 is Ohio State, Indiana, and that's it in the top 10. SEC is Georgia, Texas, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and Ole Miss. Well, we got to get a bunch of SEC schools ranked in the top 5. So as you lose to them, you don't drop in the rankings. You actually get stronger in the rankings as time goes on. But there's your initial rankings. I get BYU being good. I really do. But I don't get BYU being so highly thought of that the people are thinking of them this year. I think they're going to be really good. But the people are hyping them up again this year, and that kind of amazes me a little bit. Yeah.
And Texas Tech's ranked ahead of them?
Yeah, 12th. Yeah. Texas Tech's the favorite of the Big 12 going into this season. But then Houston at 24th. Houston! I don't know enough about Houston from what they did last year. But Houston, 24th? Well, your boy Clemson right there at 23. Dabo Swinney. Is it week 1 or week 2 that he's out of the top 25? Which one is that this year for Clemson?
Well, what I was curious about, I've not heard an Arizona school yet.
You also didn't hear Arizona. Yeah, you didn't hear Arizona in that list either. And Arizona's hyped up there. Hyped up this year with Fafita coming back.
You're so ridiculous.
I'll say this, in college football 27, Fafita threw like 3 interceptions to me the other day when Ethan was playing him. Right directly. You know what? I think he had 5 turnovers, to be honest with you. Yeah, 7. I lost count. He was turning the ball over to me so much. 7 turnovers. I lost count of them. Not a bad omen for Arizona fans out there. But yeah, they're not even on this list. Others receiving votes. Arizona does have 50th vote. So if you go by this, top 25, obviously. Louisville's 26, Florida's 27, TCU's 28, Illinois' 29, South Carolina's 30.
Oh,
Arizona's 31st ranked team in the country right now. Arizona State, by the way, 8 points in this voting as well. So they're in the top 50. You have Virginia, Vanderbilt, Auburn, Georgia Tech, Boise State, who's, by the way, in the Pac-12 this year. Don't forget that. Oklahoma State, UNLV. Well, I'm high on UNLV this year. They're in the Mountain West, but I'm still high on UNLV this year. NC State, Florida State, Virginia Tech, Nebraska, Memphis. Arizona State is ranked 1 spot ahead of James Madison there going into the season. We're ranked, baby.
Now you're talking about ASU and James Madison in the same sentence.
Yeah, ASU plays Hawaii this year, and Hawaii made it with 1 vote, 1 point this year. So you're going to play another ranked team, Dale. 50th ranked team in Hawaii. Start your season.
Is that here or in Hawaii?
It's here. It's after that London trip.
Oh, wow.
It's on that. Okay. Baylor, and I think it's Hawaii and then Baylor, if I remember correctly. But there you go. There's, in all seriousness, there's your rankings. Not a surprise. 1,000 SEC schools in there. Half of them won't be in there later on. You got to start them off in there. So when they lose, they can be ranked up higher. Oh, but look, they played. Oh, but Ohio State played the 25th ranked Missouri at the time. Anything to do to compete with the Big Ten, I guess, Dale, to compete with the Big Ten championships.
Is it just all SEC sports writers that voted?
Probably. And ESPN members who have to vote for SEC teams since they're in bed with the SEC. Kirk Herbstreit's told to vote for SEC schools. But they're 0-11. South Carolina, I have them as a first place vote. But they're 0-11. It doesn't matter. They're in the SEC. They can beat the other schools.
It really doesn't matter in the SEC because anybody can beat anybody on any given. I remember the Pac-12 you said, "Oh, we just cannibalize each other." Yeah, Washington State just cannibalizes USC. Shut up.
Big Ten's better than the SEC. Been that way for a while. Top to bottom. The worst Big Ten team can just dominate an SEC school.
You're so ridiculous. You're so ridiculous.
Northwestern. Let's go. Northwestern, Georgia. Let's see what happens. I think Northwestern open. I'm kidding there, folks. Settle down. People are like probably flipping out. They don't know. I'm joking. I think Northwestern opens that new stadium this year, so they don't have that construction. Right there on the water.
I think they were playing at the soccer field.
It was that temporary stadium right off the water. There was a really gorgeous view of it. Let me look that up here. Northwestern. My point is they got some upsets at that temporary stadium.
I think it might be a year from now.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up real quick. I thought it was this year. Let's see here.
That's a pretty big undertaking.
But they're smart kids there at Northwestern. They can figure it out.
They're smart kids, but they still need the physical labor.
Nope, you're right. It's another year because they open up their home schedule. First 2 non-conference games are going to be played at Northwestern Medicine Field at Martin Stadium. Yeah. So I'm looking at the schedule. I know we're doing promotional stuff there. This is the one that's right off Lake Michigan. It's a gorgeous view and stuff like that. But they play South Dakota State. Don't forget. Oh, here's the thing also. So there's a lot of new teams in the Pac-12. North Dakota State is up into the Division I this year as well. No more Division II.
Really?
Starting this year, yeah. Let's see how they compete with the step up. Now, lower conference stuff to that effect. It's not like they're going to step in and start playing SEC schools and things like that. But North Dakota State's Division I this year as well. That'd be kind of fun to watch there because they were so dominant at that level.
See, it's always one thing, though, Steve, when you're North Dakota State and you play a Michigan or a Tennessee or
one time
in Alabama 1 week out of the season.
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing if you're playing them 5 times in a year.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of teams, like when Utah came into the Pac-12, when that happened, they didn't have the horses to compete with Pac-12 teams because you in the lower conference you get different types of kids there and stuff like that.
Right.
You're absolutely right. But they're playing in they are in the Mountain West. I was going to say Mountain West, but I wasn't sure. Football wise, football only is Mountain West. Everything else is going to be in the Summit League. But in football, they are playing in the Mountain West. So they'll have to play UNLV, or at least in that UNLV conference this year, and stuff like that. So just lots of changes for schools out there. And I agree with you. Even stepping up to the Mountain West, you're stepping up in speed, size, and that stuff to compete at that level. But I'm fascinated to see how they'll compete against them. And how fast they can be, if they can, but how fast they can become competitive.
Well, here's the thing, and you guys, you ASU fans, saw it here up close and personal when.
Is this a Dirk Cutter story?
Yeah, when Dirk Cutter came here
from Boise State.
Yeah, I mean, you could get different kids that go to Boise State than you could that go to Washington.
Yeah, and Dirk Cutter's problem was he kept recruiting Boise State kids here.
Yes.
Yeah. And they got physically dominated when he was here because there was an obvious disadvantage between it. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, just imagine recruiting to North Dakota State. I can go to Las Vegas with UNLV or North Dakota State, huh?
How much do I want to win, Steve?
It's like, ooh, ouch. Kind of a big deal. So, Pac-12, big changes here this year as well. I think the biggest thing for me with the Pac-12 is just schools like UNLV. I think it was UNLV and I want to say Wyoming stayed behind. Maybe Wyoming went to the Pac-12. I forget what it is now.
Wyoming was never in the Pac-12.
No. Oh, no. But did they move from the Mountain West? I don't think they did. But UNLV did not. They stayed in the Mountain West. So Gonzaga for basketball is now in the Pac-12. You got Boise State, Colorado State, San Jose State, Gonzaga for basketball. Of course, Oregon State and Washington State are still in there. Utah State moved. Texas State moved into the Pac-12, and San Diego State's in the Pac-12 now as well.
Where's Grand Canyon going to be?
Still in the mountain. Well, football-wise, they're not there, but still in the Mountain West for basketball. So that's your Pac-12 schools now, which I think UNLV and Wyoming made a colossal mistake not making the jump to the Pac-12 and stepping up. We'll see. I'm high on UNLV this year, though. I think they're going to do good. But it's college football season. ASU's at Camp Dale right now.
Are they in camp or they? No, I think they opened today.
Today's when they're opening, yeah.
But they open up here, then go to Tontozona?
Yeah, it's like the last thing you do. You go to Tontozona for a week now. It used to be you went to Tontozona for like a month or 3 weeks or whatever. Now you go up there for a week, and then you come back.
You going
down.
up there?
No, I've been over there. I'm not walking a mile and a half. Well, there's trams you can take. Okay, me and thousands of my other friends, ASU friends, taking that tram up that hill. No, I'm not going.
A chance to get to know people.
I don't want to get to know people.
They're your brethren.
Okay. I don't talk to my real brother. Why do I want to talk to ASU brother?
Well, you don't talk to your brothers. I thought you talked to your.
What'd you say, Ethan? Oh yeah, I know. Ethan's like, we got to go up there and talk to the players and do all that stuff.
I used to get a parking pass. You can't get a parking pass?
You know what? I don't know. Do they give parking pass to me?
Well, they did.
I never looked into it. I had no desire to go up there. Part of the reason I don't have a desire to go up there was we used to have a family cabin up there. We don't anymore. But we used to have a family cabin up there, like 15 miles past it. And it was always like, I'm just going to go to the family cabin instead of going to Tontozona. Who cares? I'll see him I'll see him playing football in a month. It's like Cardinals practice. People are like, why don't you go to more Cardinals practices? Because it's boring. And who wants to go to Glendale for that? I'll literally see the Cardinals playing, Dale, in less than a month. I'll be sitting there watching them start 0-11 or whatever it's going to be. Michael Bidwell not talking to the media or anybody, hiding like he does.
Not with Carson back.
Come on back, folks. Main event continues.
Tomorrow.
Oh, made me look at the clock. And we're back here. Main event, having some fun on this Wednesday. A little looser of a show here today as we're just having the fun out there as well. So, by the way, the last 5 home games for 2026 for the Northwestern Wildcats are going to happen at the new Ryan Field. So it's going to open this year, but not to begin the season. They'll still be at that old field, but their last 5 home games will be at the new Ryan Field there in Northwestern as well. So the inaugural game, how about this? Normally you want your first game to be like a homecoming type game, you know? Their first game hosting Penn State on Friday, October 2nd. They're opening up the new stadium. Good luck to you.
On a Friday.
Friday on top of it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, right? Especially, I know they don't consider themselves in Chicago, you know, but yeah, I mean, right there in Chicago, good luck with that traffic getting in there. And here's the other side of it. You could have a really bad record at that point. So who's going to want to show up?
Well, it's Northwestern. You're used to having a bad record.
Who's throwing shots now? This weekend. Not this weekend. Tomorrow night, Cardinals.
Yes.
Hall of Fame game. Carson Beck went to the podium this morning. Couldn't pull the video here, but he said this morning, this one was yesterday. He said he had no clue he would end up being the Hall of Fame game starter. But he's excited for the opportunity. So they asked him, I think it was Tyler Drake with 98.7. He said, "Are you nervous for this start?" Carson Beck said, "Last time I was nervous, I was 8 years old." You believe that, Dale?
No.
Because your first NFL start, I don't care who you are, you got to be a little bit nervous, even if it's a preseason game. Because it's different. The speed, even though you're still playing football out there, I'm sorry, you're going to have some nerves going into that.
No, there's no doubt about it. And that again, what's this supposed to say? Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to be shaking in my boots.
Not going to be able to sleep tonight. Good thing we're practicing in pads in the morning so I can sleep on the plane. He is a cool guy, though. He's been in big situations.
I mean, did he get nervous starting his 9th year at Georgia or wherever
Miami.
he was Miami last time? Or probably not. If he wasn't nervous going to the championship game last year, he's lying.
Yeah. I agree with that.
He's lying.
I don't care how many games you play.
I mean, I was told as a young player the day that you stop getting butterflies for a game, you probably should hang it up because
I would agree
it's
with
not
that.
exciting to you
Yeah, because
anymore.
I go through that even here. Like I've been doing this since 2020, so 6 years doing this type of work. And sometimes right before the microphone goes on, I'm like, whew, take a deep breath. Let's go. Not that I'm nervous, but you're like, all right, what do we got on the slate? How's it gonna go? You run into all that through your mind. It just happens.
Right.
It just happens going out there. As well. But Carson Beck said that LaFleur today. And then, like I said, Dale, I don't care what you say. It's weird to me. It's weird.
So stupid.
Carson Beck isn't announced by the head coach, but Love not playing tomorrow night is announced by the head coach. It's weird, man. That doesn't happen. Doesn't happen.
Yes, it does.
And what was the thought process where LaFleur needed an extra day 2 days ago to decide who was starting quarterback?
Make sure he could throw that quick out, Steve. Make sure the ball came out on time.
Yeah, did they go to practice on Tuesday and he went, you know what? Beck practiced well today. He deserves to start. What?
I would imagine that he had planned on him starting.
Just couldn't announce it on Tuesday?
Yeah, who cares?
He wanted the Panthers to guess.
Who cares?
He didn't want the Panthers to scheme for Carson Beck.
It's not like you're rolling around in your big, oversized king bed at night going, oh my God, who's going to start for the
Oh my God, you've been in my room with my giant bed?
Ethan told me, yeah.
Did he tell you about the people that fanned me throughout the night with the big palm trees? And every once in a while I go, great, and they toss one my way.
All I know is that the odd thing about this whole week is that they're practicing full pads today.
Yeah, and then on a plane.
So that means that's telling me that the top 30 guys are not playing tomorrow.
I'm not surprised Love's not playing. Let's put it that way.
Right.
But you do want to see, because this game's treated differently. Even though you go into camp early, you have one extra preseason game these days, right? Yes. And even back then, you had an extra one. Like it was 5 before when there was 4.
Yes.
So this one's treated differently every time, and you normally don't get those guys playing, which means it's going to be Carson Beck, and then Slovis will be, the guy that gets into this game later on in the game and stuff like that. I'm not surprised Love's not playing in this. Do I want to see Love in the preseason? Yes. Do you want to see Marv in the preseason? Hell yes. But next game's okay, for a quarter or first quarter, or several snaps, stuff like that, because you want to see those guys out there get into the rhythm and stuff like that. I do find it interesting because I'm afraid LaFleur, I've said it multiple times, he's a player's coach, and I'm afraid he's going to go toward the soft end of coaching, kind of like Cliff Kingsbury. Or, dare I say this, his old coach over there at the Rams, Sean McVay. Nobody plays in the preseason for the Rams. They don't even suit up. None of that stuff. And it's successful for the Rams. It doesn't work out for the Cardinals. And I was worried that he's going to be on that softer side and be more like Cliff Kingsbury than like a Jonathan. Well, Jonathan Gannon was pretty soft on him too and that and stuff. But practicing full pads today tells me maybe he's going to pick and choose when he's soft on him. And I like that aspect of it. I like that aspect.
I'm just trying to figure it out the day before. Like I could fully understand a full pad practice yesterday.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, since I agree with you, it's confounding. I mean, there's going to be no work for the starters tomorrow in Ohio,
and
right?
And again, maybe that's it because they are just definitely not going to play. So they're going to be off all day tomorrow, all day Friday because you come back really late and then probably practice Saturday. So in that sense, it does make sense. But yet you still got guys who are going to play tomorrow night.
That are hitting today.
Who are in full pads today.
Yeah, but isn't the thought process there? Get them ready for the game. And these are guys, let's face it, the guys playing tomorrow night, Dale, I know you make fun of me for saying this. The guys playing tomorrow night are guys, most of them are probably not making this team. Same thing with Carolina. Most of them are probably those fringe guys. A few will get into it for special teams, but most of them will not. So don't do that hard practice. See what they're made of. See if somebody can impress you a little bit, with their tenacity.
Yeah, but don't
they're not whining about it
again,
and stuff like that.
Here's my thought process, Steve, because I've coached guys like this. I've played with guys like this. they're just not practice players. They kind of go through the motions and practice, and then all of a sudden the lights come on, and they turn it up a notch.
Yeah.
Don't you want to see the bottom 40 guys, of which you have to keep a few of them?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you want to see them at their best?
Are you saying hitting this morning is not going to have them at their best tomorrow?
No,
If this was week 12, I'd agree with you.
No, well, when's the last time any college or NFL team has ever hit the day before a game? You just don't do it.
Doesn't happen.
But
that's why I'm confounded by this. That's right. That's why it's confusing.
Unless they just know these 40 guys suck.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Is just another opportunity for these guys to prove themselves, kind of a deal. And it's not just a baby walkthrough. Like maybe let's say there's 20 guys that are going to play tomorrow night that they're looking at going, okay, these guys could be special teamers. We might be able to find spots for them or what. 20 is probably too high, but let's just throw out a 20 number. And they go, but doing a shells walkthrough isn't going to tell us anything. Let's have them hit the day before. Then they get into the game on top of it. Because like you said, they're in the best shape they're going to be in. Now, a lot of them are dinged up already with the hitting and stuff. But they're in the best shape that they're going to be in all season. So they can handle today, getting on a plane, hitting tomorrow night and stuff like that. Maybe it's a way to see who can step up in that position and maybe make this team. I mean, there's guys like BJ Ojularo. He's questionable to make this team. Do you see him tomorrow night?
Well, I think you can see anybody who's questionable. But
Robinson's playing for his spot with injuries and stuff like that. Are we going to see him more in this preseason coming up?
Here's the other thing I gotta be thinking in my mind. Okay, if you're going full pass today, maybe it is going to be the majority of the ones and guys who've made the team to get a crisp, hard-hitting practice in, and some of those guys who are going to be playing tomorrow night are not involved as much today. Because again,
that could be too, because we don't know the whole team's doing it. You're right,
right, and again, maybe it's 2 series for the ones and 1 series for the twos.
Because when they come back, it's the red and white scrimmage on Sunday, I believe.
So they're not going to hit from today until Sunday.
Well, that's why I'm thinking he's doing it today. Yeah. Because like I said, tonight when you land or tomorrow, it's just a walkthrough before the game. You're not going to be out there running routes and stuff like that. Minimal stuff. So that's the thing. You're not going to go from today and then Saturday. You're not going to have them hit Saturday with red and white game, because red and white game is like live action. It's not a game. It's game close to game conditions you can get without being in a game, but it's still a glorified practice. You're not going to go from today, nothing Saturday, a little bit, and then Sunday just open it up. To me, that sounds even worse. Which brings me to my next point.
Uh-oh.
What is happening with ACLs, man? Every year we talk about this. Non-contact. The Atlanta Falcons, Jalen Walker missed the whole season with an ACL injury. We've seen ACL scares this year, definitely.
Yeah.
But we've seen some ACLs, some Achilles go out. We've seen some Achilles scares. We've seen some ACL scares. Now we're getting all these guys missing camp and stuff like that. I get it, Dale. Guys are bigger and stronger and faster than they've ever been. And like you've always said, fat doesn't pull, right? And guys are coming into camp in bigger shape, muscular, been working out with the weights, etc. But they've got to figure something out to where guys can have their bodies in shape to hit. Because I should sit down and try to look at this. I don't even know how to do it. I don't think you see too many ACL and Achilles tears later in the season. They happen. Don't get me wrong. OBJ had one a couple years ago. One of the Cardinals players that I'm forgetting his name had one late last year. So you do see them as the season goes on, but the majority of them are training camp, beginning of the season type injuries out there. Just doesn't the end up, not that you're intimate with the Players Association, you just want them to keep taking care of you, and allowing that check to come through. But at some point, aren't you? Or do they just not care about injuries? They're less concerned about injuries than they are getting guys out there to play and more people on the rosters.
Well, my thought process on these tendon tears, the fact that there's all this medical marvelness coming up with how you can get stronger and bigger and faster and all that. Your biceps, triceps can get huge and so strong, but guess what? Your elbow tendons, your shoulder tendons, there has been no known course to man to strengthen those. And so you still have you have tendons that can support a 450-pound bench press, but now these guys are bench pressing 600. Or your quad and your hammy and your calves, you still have the same ACL that you did from 1960.
Yes.
You know, and it's holding so much more force in there. And they got to figure out a way to strengthen the tendons because you're right.
You think that's the way to go? Work on that medical marvel more so than figuring out how to prepare the body for the cuts and the hits?
Well, see, I think these guys do that in the offseason. I think they're cutting and moving and whatever. But if you get just dinged on the side, and again,
because it's a lot of non-contact injuries.
Now, the other thing is, I'm going to tell you this: it's not the most aesthetic-looking thing. I used to wear knee braces.
Yeah,
although up until like my last 2 years in the NFL, when I was just basically snapping or having to play, a quarter here or there.
If somebody get injured, you get mad because you have to go in the game. Hell, get in there! What?
Are you kidding me?
Where's my helmet?
But I had the old-fashioned knee braces to where you had a strap around your thigh, strap around your calf, and steel bars.
Yeah, I remember those.
And no less than 2 occasions did I come in after a game, take my knee braces off, and the steel bars were bent. Talk about steel bars.
Yeah. So the ones going down the side were bent.
Yeah. So if your knee took that shot, that's a couple ligaments.
Yeah. Stretching them out.
But nobody wants to wear that because it doesn't look cool.
That is true. All that stuff's gone now with guys.
Yeah, they wear no pads.
Yeah, they don't even wear like those shoulder things to protect your shoulders and stuff anymore.
It's fun because aesthetics are more important.
Well, so we're talking about this for preseason, and Cardinals practicing this morning. They're on the field right now, getting on a plane. Hall of Fame game tomorrow night. So we're discussing that. Then I see this. We know already San Francisco 49ers are going to arrive basically a week before their Australia game in week 1. San Francisco is already planning to arrive a week early. Players, coaches can adjust to the time difference. The weather there, it's drier. It's humid there where they're playing. It's drier in terms of different humidity than they're used to in San Francisco. Let's put it that way. Now the Rams have announced they're going to go to Australia the day before the game. They're going to land the day before, just like a normal travel schedule. Like if you're going to New York, you show up Saturday, you're playing Sunday, you're flying out Sunday night. They're doing this, the Rams are, for their game in Australia, the day before that game in week 1.
It'll be interesting to keep an eye on that because I distinctly remember when I was in Buffalo, almost every year we had to play at Seattle for whatever reason. And they tried every which way. We went in on a Thursday for a Sunday game. We flew in on a Saturday, got in late Saturday night, get up Sunday morning with the thought being, You get the game in before jet lag sets in.
Exactly, yeah.
And
I know, like the Giants, when Fossil was their head coach, and I worked in that hotel, and all you football teams would stay there. Like the East Coast teams, they'd come in on Friday, and so that way they'd go out Friday night, do whatever. Saturday was the business day, but they'd be there Friday. I'm assuming for timing and weather and stuff like that effect to get out here and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean. A day before, that's what? From LA? That's a 14-hour flight, whatever it is, on a plane, no less. You're going to be drinking water galore, snacking galore. You got to keep the weight on.
Well, I don't know. We again, my personal situation, we played in a World Bowl game in Japan, Tokyo, when I was in Dallas. We did a couple of them. One we went over 4 or 5 days before, enjoyed it, did the sightseeing and things like that. And another one we flew in the day before. And the big names had to do their press conference, all that. You went straight to the hotel.
Yeah.
You went to sleep. Got up the next morning. You played the game. Boom, you're on a plane coming back. Everybody's trying to find different ways.
Everybody has different. It's the same thing like bye weeks. Some coaches are like, take the whole week off. Yeah. Some coaches are like, nope, you're gonna have Saturday and Sunday off, and then we're back on Monday. You're working Friday and then Monday because they don't want you to have that free time.
But we used to get so mad in Dallas because they'd be like, we can't give you more than 2 days off. It's like, why? You think we're gonna forget how to block power?
Yeah, all of a sudden, no, they're afraid you're gonna go either get in trouble or go get fat and lazy. You're on the couch eating bonbons all week and everything like that. So it is something to watch. Now, the problem is it's week 1. The other thing that surprises me about this, Dale, is you're going to Australia for the first time. You would think there'd be press conferences throughout the week. You'd think there'd be events the players would have to go to kind of drum up interest and get the NFL kind of, I want to watch the NFL because they were here all season. Well, obviously, there's no plans on that if the Rams are showing up a day before.
Well, what's also interesting about that is that's a commitment from your owner. Say, okay, I don't know, hotel room's probably going to cost $500 a night, something like that.
You don't think the NFL helps out for these guys when they have to travel international and stuff
I would
like that?
think.
I would argue that. I would argue they get a stipend or something.
But what I was going to say is the fact that what's fascinating to me is this is a regular season game. It counts.
Yes. First one. Yeah.
That's different than
second one.
Flying to Australia or Germany or London or whatever for a preseason game.
Yes.
To where, there's 30 guys who are playing in that game who are fighting for their lives.
And it's week 1 against a division opponent that you're supposedly going to be competing against. Not just to win the division, but playoff seeding and stuff like that. This isn't just let's go down there, have some fun, win or lose, we come back, we'll figure it out afterwards. This is a high-profile game.
Won't it be kind of interesting, though? It'd be a great measuring stick. Because if the Rams go the day before, they play a football game and they win, and San Francisco's sluggish.
Oh, it'll.
Then they change.
I think the winner of that game. To be honest with you, I'm thinking the winner of that game is going to be catapulted out at the beginning of the season.
No, what I'm saying, though, is
you're talking about the
preparation for it and going, okay.
Yeah, if the Niners are there a week and they look like garbage.
Yes.
That would shock me. That would shock. But are they going to have more distractions? Are they going to have, like, on Tuesday, right, their day off? Are they going to, let's go see the opera house, and they're sightseeing, and they're not doing what you normally do on off days. I know it's the first part of the season and stuff like that. So you're out sightseeing and stuff. You're distracted from that side. And whereas the Rams are in LA.
Oh, you're bringing families.
Focusing and stuff like that. Yeah,
you're bringing families.
It's going to be fascinating.
Kids coming,
I just would have thought the NFL had stuff for them to do throughout the week to promote the game.
Appearances,
yeah. Why is that not happening, right? Really quick before we take off here on this Wednesday, just having some fun here today. Don't forget Uncle Lou coming in tomorrow as well. But in the IFL circle of things, of course, we talked Rattlers do. They're having to move their practice. I saw over to the Madhouse on McDowell this week because of a monster truck rally or something this weekend out there, Desert Diamonds. So, Dale, it's a distraction for the Rattlers.
Well, I guess
leading into this game against San Diego,
they don't host a home game.
Well, that's the thing; they wouldn't be able to have one, or it'd have to be Monday or something, because of that happening all weekend there as well. They go to San Diego this weekend, but I just want to let everybody know here: defensive back McKee Sr., who we met him earlier this year in the press conference, super nice guy. Call DCS. They were 2 of 4 defensive backs named to the. All rookie team is the official wording on that in the IFL. So they're on there, and also Matthew Cook, their place kicker, made the all rookie team as well for your Arizona Rattlers.
So what time you need to leave and to head over to watch the game?
On Sunday at 4:30.
You're home by 11.
Yeah, but you drive out that morning and drive out Saturday. I know.
Yeah, drive.
Why do you put that into the universe? Yeah, Ethan's busy. Autumn though goes, what time are we leaving to go to that game? She did say that over the weekend. Yeah.
I'd spend some time on the beach and then go to the game and then come home. And don't have to worry about Ethan. And
that is true. I'd rather go to San Diego. It's not San Diego, though. It's way up in Carlsbad, so it's basically L.A.
Pretty area.
But yeah, I'd rather go to San Diego, that area, than I would Vegas, to be honest with you. I'm so Vegas is out. Vegas it out with stuff out there. So 3 guys made the all team there, rookie team here for the Rattlers. So I just wanted to mention that as well.
Do they have any guys capable of making first team all league, or I'm not following enough.
You know what? I follow the league, but I don't go into stats that well, so I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
Do they have a couple guys? Yes, probably, like Arnold Bruce the fourth. He's probably got a chance. He's receiver number 10, really good.
What do you do while you're at the game?
I chart the games, watch, but I know game stats. I don't know. I don't chart and pay attention to the Green Bay Blizzards stats and stuff like that. I know their quarterback's really good. I know they have a couple really good receivers, but I'm not sitting there going, "Oh, he threw for 7,000 yards." I'm not. No, that space is reserved for NFL talk, not for that.
All right, so tomorrow all day long, Larry Fitzgerald, Arizona Cardinals, even though Larry doesn't
Friday
go
would be
Saturday.
more. Yeah, it'll be Saturday. It'd be more Friday for Larry and stuff like that. Those stories that Bruce told us yesterday were great. I'm gonna cut those out a little bit and put those up as shorts so people can see all of those stories out there that Bruce Cooper told us yesterday about the man, the myth, the legend, Larry Fitzgerald. The thing, okay, and this is gonna sound bad, and I totally don't mean it to, but his dad, he was known as a stickler. Let's put it that way. And just Larry's the salt of the earth. Larry's raised his kids to be salt of the earth out there. And it is amazing how the dichotomy, splits through. I'm not saying his dad was a bad person. It's just he let his opinions be known and stuff like that. Whereas Larry's just quiet, wants to be kind of in the background and stuff. Larry's kids are that way. Like, when was the last time you heard his kid who's going to Notre Dame this year from Brophy? When was the last time if he came in here right now and started talking, you wouldn't know who he was?
Well, I would, because I'm intelligent.
You've seen him talk publicly? Oh, you probably get phone calls from him?
Maybe not.
That's my point. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him speak publicly. So you wouldn't recognize it. It's just that's the type of guy, Larry Fitzgerald is, with the way he's raised as kids and all of that stuff and and everything. It's just fantastic, man. If Cardinals finally get somebody in, like we have Kurt Warner got in, he was here obviously for a few years. But this is our guy. Ethan was looking at the list of, here's why I'm talking about this. Ethan was looking at the list of Cardinals in the Hall of Fame. And he's like, who's Dick Night Train, whatever? Who's this guy?
That's your buddy Dobson.
They're all from the Chicago era of the Cardinals. Unless it's Pat Tillman. And he's in for other reasons.
We got that. Aeneas Williams.
Aeneas Williams was my time frame, but Ethan wouldn't know who Aeneas Williams is. But that's what I'm saying. It's Ethan literally is like asking me these names of these people, and then he looks it up and he's like, "Oh, he played for the Chicago Bears in 1919."
Dan Deerdorf.
Dan Deerdorf, was he in the league when you made it in, or was he already gone? He was late 70s.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember if he made it into the 80s. Or
he might
not.
have been 80, 81.
Early on. But yeah, and it's just so, for us is all the suffering Cardinals fans go through, the headaches we go through with the ownership, how they treat your season ticket holders. Like the amount of people that sent me the Raiders gift that the Raiders sent out to their team. The Raiders do a fantastic job. So the Cardinals, it used to be the Cardinals would send you this box. And you'd be excited to open it up. There'd be some, I'm going to call it a poster, but like some trinket in there that you could put up. I have them all still. And then over the years, it turned to a clear bag one year. Hey, we gave you a clear bag. Like I tell the famous story where it was Vanden Bosch, David Boston, Jake Plummer, and I forget the fourth jersey you could get, out there. But it wasn't somebody that, ended up, going to the Hall of Fame or nothing. And I went David Boston because I was like, David Boston's the one that could be a legend for the Cardinals after his rookie year, Dale. And then I signed up for that one. Then he goes and shows up to camp with giant, couldn't get his arms in front of him, and nipple rings and all of that stuff. And I'm like, I've made a horrible mistake. That's the stuff they used to do. Now, I think they kick you in the balls when they send you your tickets online. I think that's what the Cardinals do to you.
Make sure your card works.
And it's just, I know somebody that has Sun season tickets, and they have seats really close to the floor. They got a jacket. Now, the jacket was ugly. I wouldn't wear it.
Right.
But they got a nice jacket from the Phoenix Suns with their tickets renewals.
It's a thought.
Exactly. Like even if it's a stupid, I remember one time the Cardinals gave me this wood thing, and it was like Arizona Cardinals made out of wood, and it was like, it looked like it was made in China. Just cheesy little thing. But I appreciated the gesture. Like, oh, this is cool. Like, I can put this up someplace, or, it's just nice to have. It's like you said, it's a gesture.
Right.
And now you get nothing. Nothing from them. Not even here's a brochure for a free new Cardinals hat for you this year. And go get a hat at our team shop.
And the price keeps going up.
And it raises it. They take your benefits away. Remember, I had all these benefits a few years ago, all gone now. You're lucky to get in the stadium anymore with how many times they have to check your ticket and make sure you belong there, and and everything. And it's just like, literally, they did the draft, and then they did the draft. The schedule release came out. And I got an email from the Cardinals. Your tickets are live in your app. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
You're telling me since you don't have that gift card anymore, that if you ever invite Brooke or I to a game again, you're not going to hand me a card and say, hey.
Eat before you show up. I'll tell you this. If you guys show up, I'll buy you a box of nachos. Which doesn't sound like it's a good thing.
I know.
Like you're knocking, but I'm telling you, folks, I'll buy you guys a box of nachos.
It might be the best deal going there.
It's by far. It's way. I shouldn't even say that, but it's way underpriced for what you get.
Oh,
it's way underpriced. $20. Where can you eat a giant box of pizza box nachos for whatever it is, $22 or $20 or whatever? You can't. Now they skimped on the toppings last year. Before it was like a lot of turkey or a lot of prime rib and a lot of cheese. And last year it was like, you want double meat? And then they charge you more. And I'm like, why don't you just give me a normal amount of meat instead of
a normal amount of single meat?
Yes, exactly. So they did start to skimp on that side of it. But the amount of people that tagged me yesterday with the Raiders, they had Raiders playing cards in there. It's this fancy box you open up. Cardinals used to do that stuff. They haven't done it in years. And it just goes to the side of it of the Cardinals just don't care. He's cashing a $400 million check from the networks that covers all of his expenses. They don't care if you show up or not.
Yep.
Bottom line, folks. And that's just another entity from that side. So, and it's sad to see, Dale. The Suns, these people, like I said, it's an ugly jacket in my opinion. I wouldn't wear this jacket. But you could tell the Suns put some thought into this Suns jacket. I'll have to see if I get a picture of it and I show you guys it. It's not bad. It's just something I wouldn't wear. And it's the thought. If I got that jacket, sure, it would hang in my closet for 100 years and Autumn would probably wear it, type of a thing. But it's like you said, it's just we're spending thousands of dollars with you. You're not taking advantage of it. Whereas with the Cardinals, you just feel like I said, I'm pretty sure the tickets went live and they kicked me in the nuts.
Another quick example, the Raiders know we got to go. Me and John Giesick in Vegas later this month.
Ooh.
Raiders invited all former alumni. What years did you play with the Raiders?
Did I not get that email?
What years?
Well, let me ask you this. What year did you play for the Raiders?
Well, they paid me for a year to not play.
I was injured that year, folks. I know.
But they're putting us up.
You and I have played the same amount of games for the Raiders. I'm just going to point that out.
Well, I did a couple preseason games.
Let me guess here. On the Vegas Strip, they're either putting you up at the Wynn or the one with the fountains.
No, it's I can come up with it, but it's
a nicer hotel.
Yes, nicer hotel.
You're not staying at MGM Grand or Luxor.
a welcome party. I think it's Thursday. Welcome party Thursday night. Food, drinks, all that stuff. Game on Friday. Ticket in the suite. Some activities and festivities there.
Wait, the game's Friday?
I think it's Friday.
Really? That must be a holiday game, or
it's a preseason game.
Oh, preseason. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well,
it's the last preseason game.
Okay.
And then Saturday, if you want to hang around for Saturday night, they a suite at the Aces WNBA game. And then you come on Sunday.
And the owner, Mark Davis owns the Aces.
Yeah.
So.
But just the thought of that.
Yeah. Well, you talk about Baltimore all the time. You played, what, 4 games with Baltimore?
Yeah, 3.
3, and they send you stuff every year.
Yes.
And you always take it to John's house when I'm the Ravens fan. I don't understand that. And then I'm getting my shot in there early for this year's gifts, folks. And and they send you stuff. You can go to a Ravens game. Like I've talked to you about that. Like I'll pay for your plane ticket. Let's go to a Ravens game.
Right.
And stuff like that. They do all that stuff, and then the Cardinals.
Cowboys don't do that.
No, Cowboys got really stingy. I just remember 3 years ago what you went through for you and your family to go back to that one game, and even the alumni, and they were like one guest,
right?
And some of the players needed more than one guest because they can't get around, and we told that story before. But yeah, these teams are changing, and they don't care. Let's put it that way, and it's sad. So it's good to see. The Raiders, and look, the Raiders don't need to do that. Most of their season tickets are casinos.
Yes.
Who are giving the tickets away to high rollers and stuff like that. The Raiders don't need to treat their people like that, and they're doing it.
Right.
And the Cardinals.
And it's costing Mark Davis money, and he's one of the more cash-poor owners in the National Football League. And
I don't know if that's the case anymore.
I put him definitely between 16 and 30.
Yeah, but I mean, he's second half, but he's not like he was before where he couldn't sign big-name guy. He got rid of Khalil Mack because he couldn't afford his signing bonus amount. So he traded him to, the Bears? Only because he couldn't afford the $60 million or whatever guaranteed money, because you have to put that into an escrow account.
Right.
And he couldn't afford that. This was before they moved into the Vegas stadium. He couldn't afford that amount. So he traded him instead of signing him, let a face of that franchise go away because of that. He's not in that position anymore. Let's put it that way. Folks, Wednesday edition is done here as well. Appreciate you joining us. Share us with your friends. We're going to be on demand here shortly as well. Robert says, isn't that like an 18-hour flight? Of course, meaning Australia. Yes. From LA? Yes. It's long as well.
I think it's longer than that.
Robert says the chocolate chip cookie. Yeah, I love it. I love it on that level. Dale, I'll buy you a box of nachos and a chocolate chip cookie for you guys.
Go ahead.
If you come to a game. Because last year I invited you multiple times. It's like my house. You just don't want to show up for it. You and Brooke, look at the schedule and you tell me what game you want to go to. And let me know. 2 tickets for you. I knew he was going to do that. Folks, he sent Brooke to the hospital to avoid SummerSlam. What do you think he's going to do for Cardinals? For Dale Hellestrae, I'm Stephen McCollum. See you tomorrow, everybody.